Forget vision boards. Forget 3 a.m. affirmations. The most effective manifestation system in history was written by a Roman emperor, and it has nothing to do with the law of attraction. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth, navigated war, plague, betrayal, and loss. And he did it by following a set of personal rules. Every single day, without exception, 10 rules, the same ones. Day after day, don't go anywhere. By the end of this video, those rules are yours. Here's exactly what you're walking away with today. 10 actionable Stoic principles you can apply to money, career, relationships, and mindset. Starting today. Not someday. Today. And I want to reframe something before we go further. Manifestation isn't magic. It never was. Real manifestation is the deliberate design of your behavior and your thinking, until your life has no choice but to reflect it. That's not the law of attraction. That's philosophy. Ancient, proven, ruthless philosophy. This isn't a philosophy class. This is a rule book. And rule number 7? That's the one that separates people who dream about wealth from people who actually build it. Don't skip ahead. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never face. They want success, but they are at war with the behaviors that create it. They binge motivation content instead of building systems. They manifest feelings instead of outcomes, wanting to feel rich instead of thinking and acting like someone who builds wealth. There's a difference, a massive one. The Stoic diagnosis is blunt. The obstacle is almost never external. It's the unexamined mind. The gap between wanting something and having it is not luck. It's not talent. It's not timing. It's philosophy. The way you habitually interpret reality and decide what to do next. The Stoics didn't hope for a better life. They engineered one. Here's the rule book. Before the rules. One thing you need to understand about Stoicism. It wasn't built for monks. It was built for generals, emperors, and merchants. People with real stakes, real pressure, real failure. The core operating system. Control what you can, release what you can't, act with virtue in the gap. And here's why it maps directly to wealth and success. Stoicism is fundamentally about output, what you do with what you have, right now, with exactly what's in your hands. These 10 rules are the Stoic operating system, one principle at a time. Rule 1. Desire less, attract more. Epictetus taught that desperation is a cognitive trap. When you want something too badly, your judgment narrows. You make worse decisions. You repel the very thing you're chasing. Detachment, on the other hand, expands your options. Stop chasing money directly. Chase competence, discipline, and the delivery of real value. Money is a byproduct of those things, and it follows them reliably. Rule 2. Own your narrative. Every setback has 2 stories. The victim's story. It happened to you, nothing you can do. The builder's story. It happened for you, and now you have data. You choose which story runs, every time. Reframe every failure as feedback, not verdict. Rule 3. Do the hard thing first. Seneca said we suffer far more in imagination than in reality. The thing you've been avoiding, the call you haven't made, the conversation you've been postponing, is almost always less terrible than the story you've built around it. And here's the bigger truth. The thing you're most avoiding is usually the thing that unlocks the next level. Find the one task you keep skipping. That's your priority. Do it before anything else. Rule 4. Want what you already have. Marcus Aurelius used gratitude not as a feel-good exercise, but as a cognitive tool. Scarcity mindset is a wealth blocker, not morally, but mechanically. When you believe you don't have enough, you make defensive decisions. You play small. Every day, take inventory of your actual assets: skills, relationships, time, health. Most people are richer than they think and making decisions like they're broke. Rule 5. Master your inputs. Epictetus was clear. You become what you repeatedly expose yourself to. Your environment is programming you right now, whether you designed it or not. Your information diet, your social circle, your physical space, all of it is setting your ceiling. Audit everything around you. Are those inputs pushing your thinking up or keeping it exactly where it is? But here's where it gets interesting. Rule 6. Act as if the outcome is certain. Confidence is not a feeling. It's a posture, a decision. You can practice it before the results arrive. And in fact, you must. Make decisions from the version of you who already succeeded, not the version waiting for permission or proof. The version who already knows how this ends and acts accordingly. Rule 7. Treat obstacles as the plan. This is the one. This is what I told you to stay for. The Stoic doctrine. The obstacle is the way. Not around it, not under it, not waiting for it to move, through it, using it, because of it. Successful people don't avoid problems. They convert problems into leverage. Every failure that teaches you what doesn't work is a gift. Every setback that forces you to find a smarter path is a gift. The next time something goes wrong, ask one question. How does this become the path forward? Not how do I recover from this? How does this become the advantage? That single question will change how you experience every hard thing that happens to you from this point on. Rule 8. Play the long game every day. Most people dramatically overestimate what 1 week of effort can do, and just as dramatically underestimate what a decade of compounding discipline produces. Stoic wealth isn't a windfall. It's one right action, repeated daily, until the math becomes undeniable. One small right action every single day beats one massive burst of motivation every few months. The person who shows up consistently, without drama, without waiting to feel ready, that person wins almost every time. Rule 9. Guard your attention like gold. Attention is the only truly scarce resource you actually control. You cannot build anything using any system, stoic or otherwise, if your focus is shattered by notifications, by other people's opinions, by the endless noise of the information environment. Protect your first hour. Protect your decision-making bandwidth. Both are finite, and both are being competed for constantly by systems with interests that are not yours. Rule 10. Become someone worth what you want. Most people want the outcome without becoming the person who earns it. The money without the discipline. The relationship without the emotional work. The recognition without the craft. Ask yourself every evening, am I becoming the person whose goals I claim to have? Not did I work hard? Not did I feel motivated? Am I becoming the person? That is the only question that matters over time. Don't try to apply all 10 at once. That's how people quit. 1 rule per week, 10 weeks. Each evening, 1 journal question. Which rule did I honor today, and which did I break? No judgment. Just honest accounting. Write your current rules somewhere visible. You're not collecting rules. You're building a character. One more thing, because this is where most people misread Stoicism. It is not suppression. Wanting wealth, success, and recognition is not unstoic. The question is never what you want. It's how you pursue it. The trap is using Stoicism as cover for passivity, telling yourself you're detached from outcomes when really you're just afraid to try. That's not philosophy. That's avoidance with better branding. True Stoic manifestation, maximum effort, zero attachment to the timeline. Work like it depends entirely on you. Think like it never did. 10 rules, fast. Desire less, attract more. Desperation narrows your options. Own your narrative. Every setback has 2 stories. You choose which one runs. Do the hard thing first. The thing you're avoiding is usually the unlock. Want what you already have. Scarcity mindset distorts every decision mechanically. Master your inputs. Your environment is programming you whether you designed it or not. Act as if the outcome is certain. Confidence is a posture, not a feeling. Treat obstacles as the plan. Successful people convert problems into leverage. Play the long game every day. Compounding discipline beats bursts of motivation every time. Guard your attention like gold. A fragmented mind builds nothing. Become someone worth what you want. The outcome requires the person, not just the desire. Marcus Aurelius wrote the Meditations for himself, a private journal, never meant to be published. He was holding himself accountable to his own rules, day after day, for his entire reign. Nearly 2,000 years later, it is one of the most widely read books on earth. That is what living by principles produces. Not immediately, not loudly, but inevitably. The goal isn't to use these rules when you remember them. The goal is to become someone who doesn't need to be reminded. Which of the 10 rules do you struggle with most right now? Drop the number in the comments, just the number. I read everyone. And if even one of these rules shifts how you think today, you already know what to do.